Good day everyone, this is Teacher Day presenting you Daylight English Hustle, your partner in the wonders of English wherever and wherever you are. To be updated with the next video lessons, do not forget to click subscribe and hit the notification bell. For today's lesson, we are going to talk about the differences among phrases, clauses, and sentences. Phrases refer to a group of words without a complete thought. For example, a bottle of beer, sitting on a chair, on the table. Clauses refer to a group of words with a subject and a verb. Let us recall what these words are. Subject is the doer of the action in the sentence. Verb is the action being done in the sentence. There are two kinds of clauses that you can encounter. The first one is the independent clause. An independent clause is a clause that can stand alone as a sentence and can be introduced by a coordinating conjunction. These coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. For example, she placed a bottle of beer on the table. Because she already wants to go home and he is already tired, the couple said their goodbyes. The second kind of clause that you can encounter is the dependent clause. A dependent clause is a clause that cannot stand alone as a sentence and is introduced by a subordinating conjunction. For example, in the sentence, because she already wants to go home and he is already tired, the couple said their goodbyes. The word because in this sentence is your subordinating conjunction. This introduced the dependent clause because she already wants to go home. Second, in the sentence, the baby cried since he hadn't seen his mother for a while. The subordinating conjunction since introduced the dependent clause since he hadn't seen his mother for a while. For this type of clause, it is very important that you have prior or background knowledge about subordinating conjunctions. If the idea of subordinating conjunctions is new to you, you can refer to the link on the lower part of this slide to see some of the subordinating conjunctions that can serve as your clues for introducing dependent clauses. When locating independent clauses, you do not include the conjunctions for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so, for they are just markers for this clause. However, when you are looking for dependent clauses, you always include the subordinating conjunction. Otherwise, you only find an independent clause. Lastly, if a dependent clause was found at the first part of the sentence, the clause after the comma is always an independent clause. For example, in the sentence, because she already wants to go home and he is already tired, the couple said their goodbyes. Because she already wants to go home is a dependent clause. In this reminder, we were told that the clause after the comma is always an independent clause. Therefore, the clause the couple said their goodbyes is an independent clause. Sentences. Sentences refer to groups of words that has a complete thought. For example, she placed a bottle of beer on the table. Because she already wants to go home and he is already tired, the couple said their goodbyes. The baby cried since he hadn't seen his mother for a while. Her whole family dances, but she is more into singing. There are four kinds of sentences according to use. The first one is a declarative sentence. A declarative sentence is a sentence that states something and ends with a period. For example, that teddy bear is too big for the child. Violet is the color of royalty. Second, interrogative sentence. An interrogative sentence is a sentence that asks a question and ends with a question mark. For example, isn't she lovely? Has he finished designing the queen's gown? Third, exclamatory sentence. An exclamatory sentence is a sentence that expresses extreme emotion and ends with an exclamation point. For example, "The roof is on fire! I hate it when it rains a lot." The fourth kind of sentence is imperative sentence. An imperative sentence is a sentence that shows or tells something has to be done. For example, "Can you please pass the rice? Close the door when you leave." Always remember that not all imperative sentences are the same. An imperative sentence with a polite expression or a modal is called a request, while an imperative sentence that starts with a verb is a command. Imperative sentences can end with period, question mark, or exclamation point. Now that we are through discussing the kinds of sentences according to use, let us now discuss the kinds of sentences according to their structure. There are 4 kinds of sentences according to structure. The first one is a simple sentence. A simple sentence is a sentence that has one independent clause. For example, "She placed a bottle of beer on the table." Second, compound sentence. A compound sentence has 2 or more independent clauses. For example, "Her whole family dances, but she is more into singing." In here, the second independent clause was introduced by the coordinating conjunction but. Third, complex sentence. A complex sentence is a sentence that has one independent clause and one or more dependent clause or clauses. For example, "The baby cried since he hadn't seen his mother for a while." In this sentence, one dependent clause was introduced by the subordinating conjunction since. Lastly, we have the compound complex sentence. A compound complex sentence is a sentence that has 2 or more independent clauses and one or more dependent clause or clauses. For example, "Because she already wants to go home and he is already tired, the couple said their goodbyes." Let us closely look into the sentence. In here, the word "because" introduced the first dependent clause of the sentence. Because she already wants to go home. After the first dependent clause, we saw the coordinating conjunction "and." This signals the first independent clause in the sentence, which is "he is already tired." And as we can remember, if the first clause to be introduced in the sentence is a dependent clause, the clause after the comma is sure to be an independent clause. Therefore, "the couple said their goodbyes" is our second independent clause. Now that you are already equipped with the idea of phrases, clauses, and sentences, let us try these following activities. For the first part, you have to identify if the following groups of words are phrases, clauses, or sentences. Please take note that proper capitalization and the correct use of punctuation marks were purposely not considered in the next frames. Number 1, run. In this item, there is only one given word and that is a verb. Remember that when we are talking about imperative sentences and it starts with a verb, it is considered a command. Therefore, number 1 is a sentence. Number 2, "But I got a blank space, baby." These group of words started with the coordinating conjunction but. Therefore, this is a clause. Number 3, "When you say nothing at all." This item started with the subordinating conjunction when. Therefore, number 3 is a clause. Number 4, "Do you want to build a snowman?" In here, you have the subject you. You also have the verb do. Therefore, this is a sentence. Number 4 can also be considered a clause. Number 5, "Break it to me gently." The first word in this sentence is break, which is an action word or a verb. Therefore, this is a command. Number 5 is a sentence. Number 6, "I have died every day waiting for you." The first word in the sentence is I, which is a subject, and the words following it, which is have died, is our verb. Therefore, this group of words is a sentence. This can also be considered a clause. Number 7, what life is all about. Since it started with the word what, we can assume that this is a question. Therefore, number 7 is a sentence. Number 8, forever young. These are just group of words that do not have a significant meaning. Therefore, number 8 is just a phrase. Number 9, tell me where it hurts. Number 9 is similar to number 1 and number 5, for it also started with the verb tell. Therefore, number 9 is a sentence. Number 10, man in the mirror. Man in the mirror is similar to number 8 because these are only group of words without significant meaning. Number 10 is a phrase. Next, you have to identify if the underlined group of words is an independent or a dependent clause. Number 1. Some people can't believe in themselves until someone else believes in them first. The underlined clause is until someone else believes in them first. This clause was introduced by the word until, which is a subordinating conjunction. Therefore, this is a dependent clause. Number 2. Being perfect is about being able to look your friends in the eye and know that you didn't let them down because you told them the truth. Since it was not introduced by a subordinating conjunction and it appears in the first part of the sentence, this underlined clause is an independent clause. Number 3. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The underlined clause in this sentence is everyone would do it. Since it was not introduced by a subordinating conjunction and it is placed after a comma, this is an independent clause. Number 4. However bad life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. The underlined clause is however bad may seem. Since the underlined clause is introduced by a subordinating conjunction, however, the underlined clause is a dependent clause. And lastly, number 5, you have to get lost before you find yourself. The underlined clause is before you find yourself. The underlined clause is introduced by a subordinating conjunction, therefore, this is a dependent clause. For part 3, you have to identify the kind of sentence according to use presented in each item. Please take note that the correct use of punctuation marks was purposely not considered in the next frames. Number 1. Is he really just 5 years old? Very good. This is an interrogative sentence. Number 2. Please take good care of my child until I come back. Since the sentence started with a polite expression, it is already a request. Number 2 is an imperative sentence. Number 3. The best things that you could have are those that you cannot see. Since this is just a statement, number 3 is a declarative sentence. Number 4. I told you not to go there. Since it did not start with a polite expression nor with a verb, this is not an imperative sentence. While reading the sentence, we can assume that the one talking is angry. Therefore, this sentence is an exclamatory sentence. Lastly, number 5, follow my orders. Since the sentence started with a verb, it is a command. Therefore, number 5 is an imperative sentence. For the last part of our activity, you have to identify the kind of sentence according to structure presented in each item. Number 1. I brought some umbrella because it will surely rain. In this sentence, we can see one subordinating conjunction, which is the word because. Since we have one independent clause and one dependent clause, this is a complex sentence. Number 2. He made it look so easy and she made it look so hard because they want to test you. He made it look so easy is an independent clause because it has a subject and a verb and it does not have a subordinating conjunction introducing it. She made it look so hard is the second independent clause in the sentence because it is introduced by the coordinating conjunction and. Lastly, we have the first and only dependent clause which was introduced by the subordinating conjunction because. In this sentence, we have two independent clauses and one dependent clause. Therefore, this sentence is a compound complex sentence. Number 3. Jack and Jill went up the hill. In this sentence, although we can see the word and, we cannot say that this is a compound sentence because the words that the conjunction and is connecting are names of people. Therefore, this sentence is only a simple sentence. Number 4. Seeing you happy and hearing you laugh are the two things that make me genuinely happy. This sentence is like the third one. We have here seeing you happy and hearing you laugh as the compound subject of the sentence. Therefore, this sentence is just a simple sentence. Lastly, number 5. Jack fell down and Jill came tumbling after. In this sentence, we have two independent clauses being connected by the conjunction and. The two independent clauses are Jack fell down and Jill came tumbling after. Therefore, this is a compound sentence. It is now your time to answer on your own. You will be given 10 seconds to answer each item. If you feel that you need more time, please do not hesitate to pause the video. Let us now check your answers. For the first part, you have to identify the kind of sentence used according to use presented in each item. Please be reminded that the correct use of punctuation was purposely not considered in the next frames. Number 1. Run. Since this is a verb, this is a command. Therefore, this is an imperative sentence. Number 2. Telling lies will not do you good. Since this is a statement, this is a declarative sentence. Number 3. Ouch. The word ouch is commonly said with expression of pain. Therefore, this is an exclamatory sentence. Number 4. Do you have a pen? This requires an answer. Therefore, number 4 is an interrogative sentence. Number 5. Can you please go? Since it started with a polite expression, this is a request. Number 5 is an imperative sentence. For the second part, you have to identify the kind of sentence according to structure presented in each item and point out the independent clause or clauses in each sentence. Number 1. I think the most important thing that we should be teaching young girls today is leadership. Since there are no coordinating or subordinating conjunction that introduces this statement, we can say that this is a simple sentence. Number 2. It's something that has been lacking in young girls and women for a very long time, not because they don't want to, but because of what society has labeled women to be. This sentence is a complex sentence. The independent clause in this sentence is it's something that has been lacking in young girls and women for a very long time. Number 3. I think that we are the most powerful beings on the world and we should be given every opportunity. This sentence is a compound sentence. The first independent clause is, I think that we are the most powerful beings on the world, and the second independent clause is, we should be given every opportunity. 4. I would use this aspect as a Miss Universe to see situations with a silver lining. Since in this sentence, we did not see any use of subordinating or coordinating conjunction, this is a simple sentence. Lastly, if I could teach also people to be grateful, we could have an amazing world where negativity could not grow and foster, and children would have a smile on their faces. This is a compound complex sentence. The independent clauses are, we could have an amazing world, and children would have a smile on their faces. Congratulations! You have reached the end of the lesson. Please be reminded that none of the media used in this presentation is mine. They all belong to their rightful owners. This is Daylight English Hustle, your partner in exploring the wonders of English. See you in my next video.